Hey, welcome to my channel. This is JC Rock and Metal's Reviews. My name is John, so let's get started. Today I'm going to be doing the best hard rock albums of 1980. So if you have just seen my video, I did the best metal albums of 1980. There were a lot of other albums that kind of like straddled the line between hard rock and metal. So I didn't include a lot of them. So the albums I didn't include in my last video, I will probably include here. So these are not in any particular order, just the most relevant album releases of the year. My first album is going to be AC/DC Back in Black. So I've been talking about this band all week, and I have a total of 9 videos on my channel for this band, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. I just will say that it is the best-selling hard rock or metal album of all time. It's a solid album from start to finish. I definitely love it. I can't say anything else. I can't say anything bad about this album. It's such a good album. But let me go into number 2, which is Def Leppard On Through the Night. This is their debut album, released March 14th, 1980. The band had a heavier sound in this release. They are considered to be part of the new wave of British heavy metal movement. This album could also be considered to fall into the heavy metal genre. You know, these songs, they do have a little of a metallic edge. So for example, the track It Could Be You, it has an intro solo reminiscent of maybe like Van Halen. The track gets a little heavy at times too. When the Walls Came Tumbling Down, this one starts with a haunted spoken word intro. It goes into this chugging Maiden-esque verse section. And the song Wasted, this one reminds me a lot of Judas Priest. It could even be their most metal song. Number 3, I have Van Halen, Women and Children First. So this is their 3rd studio album, released March 26th, 1980. It was released on Warner Brothers and produced by Ted Templeman. It is considered to be one of their heaviest albums and could even be considered to be a metal album too. Everybody Wants Some, you remember that? It has this classic tribal drum beat. If you're a fan of 80s movies, you probably remember that John Cusack, Better Off Dead, the scene with the hamburger. That was a pretty cool scene. Another track, Romeo the Light, probably one of the heaviest songs. The main riff, it could even be like proto thrash metal. Another track, Tora. This one is under a minute, but it's almost like doom metal. Really check that one out. At number 4, I have Kiss Unmasked. So this is their 8th studio album, released on May 20th, 1980. Now this album was a little more pop oriented, but the songs are very good. They're solid. So Peter Criss, he was credited on the album, but he didn't really have any part of it. One of the tracks, Shandy, this has Paul Stanley on vocals. This one has a very 70s pop feel. Talk to Me is a rock track. This one has Ace Frehley on vocals. And Gene does vocals on She's So European. So this is another notable track, has a classic Kiss sound.
Okay, so we've been experiencing some technical difficulties. The second half of this video got corrupted, so I'm going to re-record it. So let's get into it. Coming in at number 5, Rush Permanent Wave. So this is their 7th album, released on January 14th, 1980. It's a little over 35 minutes, but this is a prog rock masterpiece. This album shifted more towards a radio-friendly sound. The songs are a little shorter, a little more concise. Great tracks, Spirit of the Radio and Free Will. But we got some other proggy stuff. Jacob's Ladder. This one has an incredible sound. And the longest track is Natural Science. It's over 9 minutes, has this incredible riff. So check that one out. At number 6, I have Scorpions with Animal Magnetism. This is their 7th album, released March 31st, 1980. It was certified platinum in the US in 1991. The album is a balance of heavy and light. The track Don't Make No Promises is the heavy rocker. Lady Starlight, this is a soft ballad. It also includes the string section, that's pretty cool. And it features one of their most popular tracks, The Zoo. At number 7, I have Blue Oyster Cult with Cultosaurus Erectus. So this is their 7th studio album, released June 14, 1980. This album marked a return to the band's heavier sound, and it's also their first collaboration with the producer Martin Birch. The track Monsters, that's a cool rocker. It has a really cool jazzy interlude, and Deadline is a nice groovy bass line. At number 8, I have Ted Nugent with Scream Dream. This is his 6th album, released in June 1980. We know Ted Nugent, he's for his conservative political stance, but before that, he was a hard rocker. He was like a hard rock and metal solo artist. So his guitar playing is very energetic, almost like a mixture of Kiss and AC/DC. The track Wango Tango, this is very well known. It's a very energetic, guitar-heavy track. At number 9, I have Thin Lizzy with Chinatown. This is their 10th album, released October 13th, 1980. Now, many people consider this to be one of their, maybe like on the lower end of their discography. It's not a bad album, but it's just not one of their greats. Has some cool stuff. The title track is a pretty cool riff. And We Will Be Strong, it's another notable track. At number 10, Triumph, Progression of Power. So this is the 4th album. Many people like to compare them to Rush because 1, they're Canadian, and 2, they're a 3-piece. But Triumph is more of like a hard rock, straight ahead band, and Rush I felt was a little more of the prog rock. Okay, on this album, the track Nature's Child has a shredding solo, and this is way ahead of its time. I'm going to include one more bonus, Whitesnake Ready and Willing. So this is their 3rd album, released May 31st, 1980. The album peaked at number 6 on the UK albums chart. And Whitesnake on this release, and you might know Whitesnake from their 1987 album where they had more of a hair metal sound. But before that, their sound was a little more reminiscent of Deep Purple and Led Zeppelin. The album includes Fool for Your Loving, which is a classic, and another track, Ain't Gonna Cry No More. That's very Zeppelin-esque. Okay, that's all for now. Comment below. Let me know anything I missed, anything you want to hear, any albums from 1980 that you feel deserve to be mentioned. Let me know in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe. I will be doing more year-specific lists. My next video will be the best heavy metal albums of 1981. Stay tuned. Keep on rocking. Before I go, check out some of my other videos. We got that one right there. That one right there. Check them out.